Everybody wants a $2,000 stimulus check. If you are currently struggling and you need some additional help, this $2,000 stimulus check would greatly benefit you and your family. Well, the reports out this afternoon are actually indicating that the $2,000 stimulus check, and when it comes, directly ties to the impeachment of President Trump. Yes, it is crazy to think that impeaching a president could either speed up the process of getting a $2,000 stimulus check, or it could delay the process even further. So I want to address that in today's video. I know a lot of people right now are saying we need additional funding, we need more money, we need more relief. When's it coming? Joe Biden promised us an additional $2,000. Nancy Pelosi said it was coming. Chuck Schumer said it will be the first thing on the Senate's agenda as soon as he gets the power. Well, we are still a little bit away. We are currently, right now, it is January 10th. We are 10 days away from the inauguration day. So, what we are hearing is reports this afternoon are saying that the Biden administration is actually wanting to stop the impeachment of President Trump at this time. They do not want to go through with it for the sake of the American people, for the safety of the economy, for the safety of the American people. Right now, what we are hearing is by impeaching President Trump 10 days away from the end of his term, his first term, this would do more damage to the economy, this would do more damage to the American people at this point. So, what we're hearing is by impeaching President Trump, this would further divide the country. Over 70 million people voted for President Trump, which means over 70 million people are supportive of what President Trump has done or is doing. Because, and I'm not trying to take sides, I'm not trying to take Joe Biden's side, I'm not trying to take President Trump's side. I'm just here to tell you what is going on right now and what is potentially going to speed up stimulus checks or actually slow it down. What we are hearing is that right now, Joe Biden and the Biden administration do not want to further divide this country than it already is. We know it's divided. Whether you support Republicans or Democrats, whether you support Joe Biden or you support President Trump, whether you are right in the middle or somewhere else, it doesn't matter. This country has been divided. We've been divided for a while. And this isn't because of President Trump. We've been divided as a country for a long time, hundreds of years. So it's nothing new. But it's now with social media, this divide that we've been seeing is now actually being shown to the American people. So here's what we know. The House tomorrow is going to vote on impeaching President Trump. And according to House Majority Whip James Clyburn, he had this to say earlier today. He said, and I quote, "We'll take the vote that we should take in the House, and Nancy Pelosi will make the determination as to when is the best time to get that vote and get the managers appointed and move that legislation over to the Senate. It just so happens that if it didn't go over there for 100 days, it could, let's give President-elect Biden the 100 days he needs to get his agenda off and running, and maybe we'll send the articles sometime after that." So what he's saying is Joe Biden's going to take office on January 20th. Okay? Well, instead of holding up the Senate for possibly weeks, because the Senate will have to, conduct, instead of conducting their normal business, they will have, and this means appointing, the cabinet members. This means going forward with additional stimulus, a package, negotiations, doing all that, voting on it, going back and forth debates. If the Senate is now focused on an impeachment trial, they're not going to focus on their normal business, which means it's going to delay Joe Biden's agenda. And again, I'm not saying that Joe Biden has the best plan. I personally don't want to pay more taxes. I don't. I'm pretty sure you don't either. But at the same time, something has to give. Something has to happen. The American people need more help. Right now, what we are hearing from multiple members of Congress, they're saying that at this time, to go forward with a impeachment trial is not the smartest move. What they're saying is, let's not bog down the Senate when there will be more important business to take care of. Now, this is good news for anybody looking for additional stimulus, looking for additional relief to come sooner rather than later. By delaying or completely putting off the impeachment proceedings in the Senate, what is happening is this will give the Biden administration the first 100 days to focus entirely on Joe Biden's Build Back Better economic recovery plan. Again, whether you support Joe Biden or you support President Trump does not matter. What matters at this point is we need to get the American people back together. We need to open up our economy. We need to get the vaccinations out there. We need to help out small businesses. We need to provide rental relief to people that are currently struggling. Provide unemployment benefits to those who still to this day have not received a single unemployment check ever since they applied for unemployment back in March. That's what we need. So, whether this is going to happen or not, whether we see an impeachment or not, here's what we know. If we can hold off on the impeachment process through the Senate, and we can focus on just providing additional stimulus, getting the economy open, getting vaccines out there, then this means we could potentially see stimulus checks, that $2,000 stimulus check amendment, we could see that coming in the next few weeks. We could also see rental assistance in a much greater than the $25 billion that's currently on the table. We could see unemployment benefits get extended and increased. That's going to help out millions of people right there alone. We could see additional vaccine distribution funding, which is key. People like Joe Manchin has stated this before, stated this just a few days ago, stated again today, is he's all for stimulus. He's all for providing a stimulus check for those who actually need it, but not to provide a stimulus check to people that do not currently need a stimulus check, who are doing completely fine, do not need additional funding, can put food on the table, can pay for their mortgage or their rent, can pay for their car payment, can make all these payments. They don't need a $600 or even a $2,000 stimulus check. Why would we provide a check to those people? That's what Joe Manchin is saying. That's what many Democrats and Republicans are saying. Let's provide targeted stimulus. Well, I think we can all agree. Stimulus checks to those that were hardest hit, who make less than $75,000 or even maybe a little bit less than that, they need a stimulus check to get through this pandemic. We've been hard hit for months. Why are so many people waiting? Also, rental assistance, it's not going to get any better. The American people, the majority of the American people live paycheck to paycheck. In a video I did yesterday, I talked about how I personally recommend having a 3-month emergency fund. I personally have a 1-year emergency fund. But people were saying, well, we can't even afford to put food on the table. How do you expect us to have an emergency fund? Well, that's what we would have done before the pandemic. Not during the pandemic. During the pandemic, it's very difficult to create an emergency fund. But this is the issue. If the American people didn't have an emergency fund for, almost a year already, then they wouldn't have been able to pay their rent if they lost their job. Well, that's kind of what we're seeing. So more rental assistance is needed. We need additional unemployment benefits. We need vaccine distribution funding because we know it's not enough. We need to provide more business aid to small businesses that are currently struggling and are on the verge of just shutting down completely. And we also need more funding for schools. Again, this is just half of what we are hearing, but this is what is needed to actually open up and put the economy and the American people back to where we once were. All this is important to getting our economy and our lives, our normal lives, back. Right now, we have some work to do. We just have to do it. But this requires Congress. This requires the House and the Senate and whoever is president. Right now, what I can tell you is if Congress goes through with an impeachment, it's going to delay stimulus. It's just going to happen. And this isn't coming from me. This is coming from the hours of interviews that I watched and read about just today. Just earlier today, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, many people, many lawmakers came out and said, by doing an impeachment, it's going to delay. It's going to delay stimulus. It's going to delay cabinet members, it's going to delay Joe Biden's Build Back Better plan. And that's something that we cannot delay. We have to move forward. Again, it doesn't matter who's president. We have to move forward. But let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below, because I know right now a lot of people are wondering, well, is this better to impeach President Trump, or should we just wait? Or is this something we can just completely put off? One person asked the other day, what is the benefit? Why not just let him play out the remaining 10 days, 9 days, whatever, 10 days now? Well, here's one thing I just want you to understand. Because you're probably thinking, well, why would you want to impeach somebody after they're already out of office? Number one, it's by impeaching a president or a retired president or even a sitting president, this would make it almost impossible for them to rerun for any office position. Okay? In addition to that, you and I, we pay taxes. Well, we pay taxes to provide security to every single president. So when President Trump leaves office, he has the ability to have Secret Service go around with him for the rest of his life and protect him. Well, who do you think pays for that? That's right, you and I. Not just us, but there's a couple other people around the country that do this as well. You know, essentially millions of people are paying to keep our ex-presidents, our retired presidents, safe and secure. So, do you want to pay, for the rest of your life to provide security for every single president that we've had? By impeaching a president, this would essentially make it where that person would not get any security from us. They would not receive any other benefits. That would be it. Now, we are getting more reports from Congress that many people, many lawmakers, both Democrats and Republicans, are not supportive of the $2,000 stimulus checks. Right now, all of them are saying that they don't support the $2,000 stimulus checks at this time. Not that they don't support them at all, it's just at this time. Many want to see the $600 stimulus checks play out. How are these going to impact the economy? Are we going to see more jobs come back? Will we see the consumer spending actually increase? What are we going to see? Some are saying that they want to see how the $900 billion stimulus package does. Then we can figure out if there's additional stimulus needed, where is it needed, and how much is actually needed. Once we do that, it would be very easy, is what they're saying. And a couple lawmakers are saying that now is not the time to be fiscally conservative. They say spend, spend, spend. That's exactly what Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said, and I think he's right. If we can spend more, if we could have spent more, not now, but let's say 7 or 8 months ago, I think we'd be in a much better position. But right now, we've waited so long, Congress will most likely have to spend more money than we've ever seen them spend before. The fact is this. Joe Biden promised $2,000 stimulus checks if voters in Georgia voted for the 2 Democrats. Well, guess what? They voted for the 2 Democrats. Well, that means the $2,000 stimulus checks better be coming. So even though Republicans and some Democrats are against the $2,000 stimulus checks, experts are saying that the backlash that will be coming for not passing this stimulus package would be devastating to the Democratic Party. So what do you think Republicans are thinking right now? Oh, if we just block this, if we just prevent $2,000 stimulus checks, who do you think they're going to vote for in 2022? That's right, they're going to vote for Republicans. So here's what we're hearing. We could potentially see more political games and just posturing 2 years ahead of the next election. 2 years. I can tell you right now, if this is what happens and Congress is going to posture and try to position themselves in a way to benefit in 2 years, the American people are just going to be sick. People are going to die. The vaccine is going to take so long to actually roll out, and the American people are going to suffer. So in other words, this is a must-have for Joe Biden and Democrats. They have to get this stimulus package passed, and it has to include a $2,000 stimulus check. Now, what I want you to understand at this point right now is that what we see happen over the next 5 days is going to be telling for what is to come. Will we see the House impeach President Trump? We could see this tomorrow. Will we see the largest stimulus package that we ever see in our lifetime? Will we see that come out at the end of this week? It's supposed to come out Thursday or Friday. So we will see what happens there. What we see the stock market do? Will the stock market start to crash? Will it start to sell off? As of right now, we saw Bitcoin sell off a lot today. I think they're down like 8%. So some are saying that we could be in for a economic collapse, and this could happen any moment. The stock market could just completely crumble. We could see that. Who knows? And lastly, how smooth will this week go? My guess is it's going to go much better than last week. But let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Guys, just consider subscribing if you want to stay updated on everything that's going on. If you have any questions regarding stimulus, the impeachment, running a business, stocks, finances, let me know. Ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys on the next one.